My dad tapped his glass at Thanksgiving and said, "We're selling the family business. You're getting nothing." My brother smiled like he'd won. My sister actually clapped. I smiled too, because I already knew the buyer. I was 32, the ignored middle son in a legacy software family. Dad got worshipped, my brother got promoted, and I got told to stay in my lane. If I talked tech, Dad would chuckle, "That's cute," then turn back to my brother and discuss golf like it was strategy. Mom kept refilling her wine and calling it keeping the peace. It snapped when I was 22. Fresh out of MIT, I walked into a board meeting with a cloud integration plan years ahead of the market. 10 minutes in, Dad stopped me mid-sentence and waved me off. "My son's full of academic ideas," he told the room. "We do serious business here." They laughed while I packed my laptop like I'd imagined the whole thing. That night, I left Boston with $5,000 in spite. I moved to San Francisco, ate ramen, and took any coding job that paid. Then I built my own company under a different name. I didn't want my last name opening doors. I wanted results doing the talking. I founded Everest Holdings as Evan Stone, kept it quiet, and stayed off the radar. By year 3, I had a small team and a real office. I reinvested everything and kept control. 7 years later, that phase Dad joked about was worth 9 figures, and my family still thought I was doing okay. Meanwhile, Atom Software kept slipping. Outdated products, shrinking clients, leadership that treated the market like it owed them loyalty. So I did what Dad never expected from the kid he ignored. I studied their public filings. I mapped their suppliers and biggest customers. Then I started buying pieces of their world clean, legal, and patient. I even sent an anonymous upgrade proposal first. Dad rejected it without reading past page 1. Pride is expensive. When I walked in for Thanksgiving, Dad was glued to his phone. My brother was drinking at 3 p.m. My sister was filming everything. Mom hugged me and said, "You look different." "Business has been good," I said. Dad barely looked up. "Big deal happening. You wouldn't understand." At dinner, Dad made his announcement. "I'm selling the company. Deal closes tomorrow." My brother choked. My sister gasped into her phone. Then Dad dropped the second bomb. "The money isn't for you, kids." They exploded, yelling, tears, birthright speeches. I kept eating like my plate wasn't vibrating. I set my fork down. "One question, Dad. Who's the buyer?" Dad puffed his chest. "Everest Holdings. 50 million. I took a slow sip of water because I'd waited 10 years for this. The room went silent. Dad's smile froze. My brother shoved back his chair. My sister's phone dipped. Finally, I slid my card across the table. Then I said, "Dad, I am Everest Holdings." Dad snapped, "That's impossible." "Check the card," I said. "Evan Stone, that's me." My brother barked, "You're stealing our company." "Buying," I corrected, "for more than it's worth." Dad stood up like he could still bully reality. "Deal's off." I shook my head. "Contracts are signed. Board approved it. Press release hits at 9 a.m. Eastern." My sister whispered, small and scared, "So you're our boss now?" "Technically," I said, "and upper management is getting cleaned out." My brother got loud, calling it betrayal. I looked him dead in the face. "Careful," I said. He paused. "I've been auditing the books," I continued. "I know about the fake vendors, the money you siphoned out. You can resign quietly and repay it, or explain it to prosecutors." His face went blank like someone unplugged him. Dad stared at me like he'd never seen me. Maybe he hadn't. "You did this to humiliate me," he said. "No," I said. "I did it because you were sinking Grandpa's work, and because you only listen when the person speaking can hurt you." 6 months later, the company finally looked like it belonged in this century. Most staff stayed. The dead weight didn't. My brother paid back what he stole. My sister spun it into a new era online. Dad got an emeritus office with zero power, and for the first time, he asked me real business questions without smirking. A year ago, I would have begged for a seat at his table. Now I owned the table. It didn't feel like victory. It felt like quiet. So tell me, if your own family treated you like furniture for years, would you play nice or pull the same move? Drop your take in the comments.